what do you think philosophy is?
Okay, I will try to answer this question in a specific way. Not what generally philosophy is, but what can philosophy maybe in a more Wittgensteinian way, what can it do today? I think it can do something extremely important. I don't think it can solve problems. When people ask us, ecology, environment, racism, what to do, well, I don't know, but we can do something much more important, I think. As we learned, and this is the first thing you learn from philosophy, there are not only wrong answers to the right questions, there are also wrong questions. In other words, when we are facing problems today, often, as a rule even, I would say, the very way we perceive the problem is part of the problem. So the first thing to do is, as it were, to correct the question. For example, my standard examples, ecology, a very real problem. But my God, how much of ideology is invested into it? For example, all that New Age mythology of Mother Earth raped, lost balance, and so on, or racism, my classical example. Why do we today automatically translate problems of sexism, racism into problems of tolerance? This is not an evidence. So you see, things like this, here we are needed more than ever. Why? I claim that with things going on today, take just one field of biogenetics and also numerous ethical problems and so on, we no longer can rely on old standard value system where you just look into the old books, maybe you do a little bit of Jewish Kabbalah reading, double reading, and you have the answer. Let's take big, even popular debates, gay marriage, abortion, contraception. My God, in a way, or should we punish people or not? Isn't it in a way, or how to deal with biogenetic challenges? My God, to answer these questions, and we all, even ordinary people, have to answer them. In a way, you have almost to confront a philosophical problem, because if you consider human being is genuinely free, you would have replied in a different way to this question, or implicitly, your answer implies a reference to what is human freedom, what is human dignity, and so on and so on. Which is why I think that this is rather a sad thing, but nonetheless, that with growing problems of this radical uncertainty, problems where we have not only to provide answers, but as it were, you know, it's what Kant defined in a very nice way, of these true problems where you don't simply apply a rule, but you have, as it were, recontextualize or even reinvent a specific rule. There, philosophy is needed more than ever, I think, today. So it's great future for us, but this is not a good sign, because as already Hegel knew in his early writing, I think the difference between Schelling's and Fichte's system of philosophy, philosophy's time is always, unfortunately, the time of trouble, when a certain way of life loses its substance, when you cannot simply orient yourself. It all starts with Socrates. Socrates began when precisely you could no longer simply rely on old values in their organic immediate status, and then, of course, then you need a Socrates to ask, but what is virtue, but what is this, but what is that? So again, for us, maybe good news, but we are not always good news for humanity, but we will be needed more than ever today, I claim.